Howdy, howdy, ho. This is Becker, and welcome to another episode of AB TV. Now, if you're watching this video, I'm going to assume that you want to sell more of something on the internet. That's great, you're in the right place, but I do have bad news for you. You're essentially screwed because people hate being sold to, and people also hate advertising. So you're kind of between a rock and a very smelly hard spot at the moment, because if you want to start a business online, sell more of anything, people hate you for the #1 way you can contact them. Now imagine we could go out there and get our perfect customer, the person most likely to buy whatever we're selling, to stand up and go, hey, I like you. Whenever you're selling something new or whatever's going on with your business, please let me know. Here's my contact information. How awesome would that be, and how much easier would it be to sell to this person instead of trying to jam ads in their face when they're watching Duck Dynasty? It'd be a lot easier. Now imagine if we got tens of thousands of people just like that to all say, hey, whenever you're selling something, let me know about it. How explosive would that be for our business? Well, you're in luck, because today on AB TV, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to do just that. I'm going to show you to get thousands of your most perfect customer to stand up and say, please market to me, by going out there and creating what I like to call the perfect customer bait. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first up, I want to tell you a secret. This is the secret to being the greatest salesperson on the planet. And it has nothing to do with your positioning, your advertising, anything like that. For example, if you went out there and you opened a hamburger store, if you wanted to sell the most hamburgers possible, it would not be about your positioning, it would not be about the colors of your store. If you want to sell as much hamburgers as possible, the secret would be putting your hamburger restaurant in front of 1,000 very, very hungry people. That's all there is to it. Then you'd be the best hamburger salesman on the planet. And that's what we want to do with our business. We want to have a way to constantly contact hungry people. We want to constantly be able to have a burger stand in front of starving people that are interested. And it really just all comes down to that. And this is, in my opinion, the fastest way to scale a business on the planet, bar none. If you can consistently get hamburgers in front of starving people, you're always going to be selling hamburgers. If you consistently get products in front of starving customers who need that type of product, you're always going to have customers, you're always going to have a ton of sales. Now this all begins with a simple opt-in, and this usually involves exchanging something of value to a person for their contact information. For example, if you want to get a bunch of realtors, you have a list of people that really want to buy houses, you give them the list, they give you their email, boom, you have the contact information of a realtor. Very, very simple. There's 1,000 other things that come into contacting people, running an email list, but it all starts here. Now the first thing we must pay attention to is the conversion rates of our opt-ins. How often our target customer bites. If we send 10 people there, we want 8 people to convert. We don't want to be converting at 20, 15% like most people do, because that makes our advertising super expensive. Literally, the easiest way to make our advertising pay for itself is not to find cheap clicks. It's not to go out there and do all these doodly tricks. It's simply to have a high opt-in rate, and you're literally cutting your costs down every single time while taking in tons of leads that are very interested in what you're going to be selling. Now, I've been building these types of traps or baits for the perfect customer for a long time online, and it's one of the secrets to how I'm able to go out there and generate the type of income I do, because I'm constantly pulling in new customers who are interested in what I'm selling. Now, when I first got started, of course, I did miserable. I'm converting at 15, 10%, just doing all sorts of stuff, building complicated opt-ins that didn't work very well. But after doing this for a while, I've narrowed it down to a very simple style of page and a very simple way to build your cheese that makes your perfect customer just stand up and go, I want that right now. And usually this gets me conversion rates of 50 to 80% from completely cold, never heard of me before traffic. And that's exactly what I want to show you today. So we're going to hop over to my computer and we're going to get into this first step of building a very highly optimized money-making funnel of justice and power and awesomeness. And that's what we're going to get into. So we're going to hop into my computer right now, and let's get into this.
Okay guys, we're at my computer and we're going to be getting into data-backed results and factual data and conversion rates and all sorts of cool nerdy stuff like that. Now, as you can see right here, I'm just going to show you a few campaigns. You see the conversion rates on these are usually extremely high. This one right here converting at 71%. Usually we're hitting around 50%. That's what I like to see. You can see right here 50%. These are just the day-to-day, how much we did today and stuff like that. And you can see this is just for one business. You can see it's just very high conversion rates. The tracking's a little off on this one right here. Say we convert about 80% with this traffic source, and we just keep going and going, and usually my goal is to hit about 50%. And this is very hard for most people to do, and I had a huge struggle kind of hitting a conversion rate like this, especially when I got started. And what I want to show you today is the little tricks and gizmos behind having a page that converts that highly. Because if you can do this, you can go out there kind of like just Darth Vader and just take over and spend very little on your ads while still having a high profit. Now, the two things I want to get into before the ads, I'm not going to focus too much on the spend, the writing of the ad, the targeting, because at the end of the day, it's really all about your funnel and how well your opt-in and your funnel afterwards converts. That's how you make advertising pay for itself. That's how you make advertising really cheap, even when you're spending $5 per click, because your advertising either pays for itself right away, you break even, or you make a little bit after that. And that's the price we want to pay for getting leads. So, big lesson, first lesson I can tell you right off the bat, do not focus on having the world's highest click-through rate ad. Don't focus on having the cheapest clicks, getting 1-cent clicks for whatever you're doing. If you're running a real business, don't be afraid to pay for traffic. Spend a little bit at first until the traffic starts paying for itself. Then you just scale it to the moon and get leads all day that you can sell to. Now, the next thing I want to talk to you about is a lot of times when you see people make opt-in pages, they have all this stuff. Like, there's a picture of them like riding a dragon, like, I'm the world's best cosmetic dentist, I don't know, something like that. I'm the world's first person making money online. I made $1 billion last month, kind of stuff like that. Now, I find stuff like that is super overkill. I've had pages like that in the past, where I come down in like a suit, like flying from the heavens, like I've been on NBC and blah, blah. It doesn't work. It never converts highly. The highest I've ever gotten doing stuff like that is 20%, And I've tried all sorts of other opt-in pages, pretty flowers, all nice colors, looks really professional, still converts very low. And I feel like that one change right there is why most people have a lot of trouble building opt-ins and are just like, F it at the end of the day. And the biggest lesson I learned is you want to keep it as simple as possible. You want to keep it as low effort to understand, and within about 0.02 seconds, you want the person to completely understand what they're getting, the benefit. There you go. Now, one big tip I have for you having high converting opt-ins, make sure your ad lines up with the opt-in. For example, if I'm giving away, a headline writing software, I want my ad to say, get a headline writing software. So it's very 1-2 punch when you go through. Now, I'm on a service right here called Lead Pages, and this is a very simple place that makes it very easy for us to use opt-ins. We can just go and fill out the data, and we have a working opt-in right away. They're nice. Now, if you go below and hit the tweet button, you'll get some bonus content. Just scroll down a little bit. Now, it's actually going to show you some tutorials on how I believe is the best way to use Lead Pages for your business. Now, I've used virtually every single opt-in page on here, ones where there's cute pictures of me taking selfies and text and all these nice professional things. And there's two templates that have worked for my businesses 99% of the time, and they convert 10 times, 20 times, 20% higher almost every time. And I want to show you what these are. Now, what I've seen every single time is these are the two pages I want to walk you through. And as you can see, they are so simple. And the biggest lesson I can give you with your opt-in pages, simplest almost always converts better. I've very rarely seen the complicated, overdone opt-in pages ever have a high conversion rate because it's too much to take in. Now, there's two types of opt-ins I like to do, and the bait you want to use depends on what you want to, type of person you want to bring in. For example, for my protein powder company, I'm selling protein to people, so it would make sense for them to get a protein shaker first. That's the type of bait I've used right there. Now you can see I'm not an ad writing genius right here. Get your free premium workout shaker, pick a load, to have your free shaker sent to straight to your door. Now, the big thing I want you to take away is you don't have to be the Albert Einstein, the poet with your words that you use in your opt-ins. Be very simple. The main thing is the bait. We really want to focus on getting a bait that converts highly. Once we have a good bait, you'll see our conversions go up, and then you start changing the text and stuff like that. This page right here routinely converts at 80%. That means 8 out of 10 people that want to drink protein powder come here and opt in. So it's pretty cool, and then you sell protein powder and stuff to them right after they opt in. And I also can hit them up in the future. Very simple, and I want you to take away just how simple it is. Show them a picture of what they're going to get. See, you're going to get it if you put your email there. Boom. Very simple. And the next one I want to show you is for my SEO company, SourceWave. Now, I tried every single combination of gizmos to get people to opt in. You can see right here, this is what worked. This is that page that converts at 50 to 70%, and it always converts better than anything else. I've tried every other combination. I'm like, there's no way this is the highest converting thing, and it does every single time. Now, a few things I want to give you real quick. The conversion rates for this were much higher right off the bat. This was the best bait. And when we create an opt-in page, you want to go out there and use multiple baits and then find the one that converts the highest, then change the language. 3 little language tips right here. Using the word cheat list. I got a few of this stuff from Ryan Dice. I'm not going to take his parade or anything, but if you use the word cheat sheet and cheat list, it always increases conversions for me. If you use the word download instead of get instant access or get this for free or click here to move forward, always increases conversion rates. I don't know why. Maybe people are more comfortable downloading, but there you go, and it kind of gives you a more faster reward. And that's the two things I want you to take away from this, just how simple your pages can be. Now, what I want to do is give you a 3-step process, actually like a 5-step process. I don't know, it has steps in it, and it's a process to how to go out there and always convert really highly with your opt-in pages, and I follow this every single time. So let's hop over to my board of truth and justice. Okay, so you can see I hired my graphic design guy, and we created a very artistic board of justice right here to tell you exactly what's going on here. So there's a few things I want to talk about. So how do you create a great opt-in? The first thing we want to do is it's all about having a good bait. That's the first thing. It doesn't need to be pretty. It doesn't need to be anything. And our bait, when we're creating our bait, you want it to be super duper tiny quick fix. We don't want to offer large courses. We don't want to offer anything that's too crazy. I've offered, complete courses, how I made $10,000 a day from a site, how to, make your rankings increase, how to fucking lose muscle really quickly. Sorry for using the F word. And at the end of the day, what always works for the opt-ins is very quick fix types of stuff. 50 sheet list, the 50 niches in SEO. Here's your workout cup. Make it very quick, very easy to digest, very simple. Now, the next thing you want to do is make it relevant. If I'm trying to attract realtors, I don't want to give them a 5-step sheet list to unclog all the toilets in your house without using a plunger, okay? Keep it relevant. Very simple. Now, the next thing we want it to be is very simple. We want the bait to be very simple to understand what they get right away. If you have to explain it at all, if it doesn't make sense within a half a second, bad bait. Now, if you want to go out and create a really good opt-in, first step, go out there and you choose 3 baits. Create 3 ideas, go out there, put them out there. And we want to go out there, use lead pages, use whatever you use, but use a very simple opt-in that looks similar to this. Super simple. This is where you can have a total control, and there's nothing else out there controlling the opt-in rate except for the cheese. And this also converts higher most of the time. Now, once you've done that, you want to go out there and you want to pick the best cheese. You want to just use almost the same wording, and the only thing that changes in your opt-in pages is the cheese or bait that you're going to use. Then after you got that, after you have the one that's the winner, that's when you want to go in and change the wording around and start changing the wording of your pages so to see which one converts best depending on the words you use. It's very important. Using words, changing your wording around can drastically increase your opt-in rate by 20 to 30%. I've seen it a ton. So just keep that in mind. Now, after you have that, you have the cheese, you have the wording that works best. What you want to do at this part in time, guys, is you can maybe change the opt-in. If you're converting at 80%, screw it, leave the opt-in how it is, but go out there and try different opt-in templates and use the similar wording and use the same cheese and see what opt-in converts the highest. Then after that, once we found the winner of winners, like after all this testing right here, we will have found the winner of winners, and we go out there and change the colors. And that's all we want to do. And after that, we're going to have the best possible opt-in page for that type of bait. Now, a few little quick lessons. What I like to do with a lot of my baits is I really don't go and create the bait before I find out if it's going to convert. For example, if I offer a person a list of people they're going to buy, the first few people that opt in, I spend maybe about $5 a day. Those people kind of, I don't like to say be mean, but they're kind of screwed. I just see how the opt-in rates, I test the opt-in rates, and I lose those leads. But I'm able to go out there and test these opt-in rates without constantly going out there and creating a new bait or course or whatever they're going to get for it. So go out there, get the bait that works best, and then create the bait. Or you can be nice and create the bait first, whatever you want to do. But those 6 steps right there, guys, are how I consistently go out there and get the 50 to 80% conversion rates. So with all that being said, I hope you enjoyed this episode of ABTV. Now, what I want you to do is a few things. I want you to go below and definitely follow us on Twitter, because I'm going to be giving you a lot of bonus content on Twitter that I'm not going to be putting on this blog. And be sure to also friend me on Facebook, because I love to see what you guys are doing with your businesses and so forth. Also below this video, there's a little opt-in below, and you should put your email in there so I can do the same exact thing I'm teaching you right here. But better than that, you're going to get a 20-step process to how I write perfect sales pages that convert very, very highly, and I know you want that. Then after that, be sure to go below. I know there's a lot to do, just bear with me, and get the bonus content by hitting the tweet button below, and you'll get some sweet content on how to use lead pages to really increase your conversions. So with all that being said, guys, this is Becker. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate your time. And if you have any questions, hit me up below, and I will either give you a funny, sarcastic comment, or I will answer it very well. You take the risk. So talk to you real soon. This is Becker. See you soon.